I mean, that makes sense that it's so quick because it is a relatively.
Okay, so you are definitely gonna have a slope field, and you don't need to plug in a lot of point. Usually 7, 8 point. So slope field, and you're definitely gonna have a differential equation, which is that's worth this two combined of 9 points on FRQ. And you want to get all 9 because if you did the homework last week, this should be easy. Differential equation. I'll give you some practice today. Okay.
Are these going to be FRQ questions on the test?
Yep, this is the actual FRQ. I'm gonna give you a couple to practice. I'm gonna give you a Hoptital worksheet and a couple differential equation.
And we're gonna have to make sure it's like for the Hoptital, like you said on the video, make sure you show each one.
Yeah, we'll talk about.
Okay, this goes to infinity, this goes to infinity, so it's infinity over infinity.
Yeah.
Like that. Okay.
So you're gonna have one FRQ for the AP exam. You're gonna for sure get one FRQ. And then you're gonna have Hoptital rule. You're gonna get Hoptital rule. And remember the last FRQ test that you guys didn't do well on?
Yeah.
There are 3 subjects, right? There is a rate in and rate out. That's the one with the escalator that everybody didn't do well on. I will post that today as well. B, you have kinematic. C, you got FTC. So one of those questions or 2 of those questions will show up along with Hoptital rule, along with the.
Is that on the AP exam or on this exam?
On this exam.
Okay, so it's one or 2 of these.
It could be 2. So 2 FRQ. I don't know. It's not gonna be a same one. I just gonna pick random one on the test, and you guys see it. And if you skipped on the test day, I will make sure I'll give you a harder one the following time. So I know which one's harder.
Of 1, 2, and 3, there's going to be one of them.
What?
Yeah, Josh, I won't skip Thursday.
No, I'm not skipping.
Okay.
Tomorrow I have a dentist appointment.
Okay. I mean, if you skip it, I'll give you the hardest one that I can find.
I'll be here Thursday.
Yeah.
I'll make sure I find one that you can't even do the differential equation. The average score of that particular test is much lower. Okay, so 2 FRQ and 1 FRQ and Hoptital rule.
So, okay, Hoptital is its own thing.
Hoptital is its own thing, and that's not FRQ.
Okay. So it's either slope field or differential, and then it's 2 of rate in out, kinematic, or FTC.
Yep.
So we have 3 FRQ.
You got 3 FRQ. And plus Hoptital rule. So if I were you, I'll finish the differential equation really fast.
Does the AP exam have MCQs, or is it all written down?
What?
Does the AP exam have MCQs, or is it all written exams?
I'll talk about it later. All right. So yesterday, we says Hoptital rule is very easy. Hoptital rule is if you have one of the following indeterminate form. So indeterminate form. And this could be 0 over 0, which is a very popular one. And infinity over infinity. This is popular among AB, but it's not all of them. The second one is going to be 0 times infinity. The third one, 1 to the infinity, 0 to the 0, and infinity minus infinity. We're going to talk about all this case today. But all this case is going to be on BC. Those of you guys not here Friday, I'm going to go do it really fast. And how do we do things. And I'm going to go pretty fast on the things today. So what happened is Hoptital rules. And I have Paige told me that is a right pronunciation, Hoptital. Which is limits. It's not hospital.
I thought you said helicopter rule. That's what I was
Okay.
I know. I was like, what helicopter?
Okay, so limits as x approach c of f of x and g of x if they are indeterminate form, which is 0 over 0, infinity over infinity, or if you have 0 to the infinity, you have 1 to the infinity, you have infinity minus infinity. Those are the things that you want to manipulate into fraction. So L'Hopital rule has to be in fraction. You can actually says, well, I can just study the rate of the numerator and the rate of the denominator. And if the rate can be defined, then that's your evaluation.
But then it could still be undefined, right?
It can be still undefined, yes.
And what happens if you do a Hoptital rule with something where it isn't indefinite? So what if you did it where f of x and g of x weren't like zeros or infinite? Like
if it's not 0, then you just stop there. It's not defined there.
But would it still work, or would it give a different answer?
It will give you, well, it won't give you an answer because it's not indeterminate form. You cannot use L'Hopital rule. So let's just say if you plug in a value and you got 2 over 3, then your answer is 2 over 3. Why would you want to do L'Hopital rule?
Yeah.
So you should stop once it's not indeterminate. So this is the first question we went through last week. We says you must write out on FRQ x approach to 0 of e to the 2x minus 1 is equal to 0 on FRQ. Limit x approach 0 of x is equal to 0. And 0 over 0. Most of the time I'm going to do in classroom, I'm going to say 0 over 0. I'm not going to write this out. But FRQ, you're going to have to write it out. Unfortunately, not my rule, it's their rule. So you can say LH, and we're going to shorthand it, LH. And then we can say limits x approach 0. We already did this last week. I'm just going to do it fast because some people are not here. D to the dx of e to the 2x minus 1 over d to the dx of x. That's going to be 2e to the 2x over 1 when limit x approach 0. And what's e to the 0? 1, so the answer is 2. So for this particular one, super easy. Super easy. We already went through this one but some of you guys. But remember, you're not doing quotient rule, okay? Quotient rule has nothing to do with L'Hopital rule. You take a derivative at the top, divided by derivative at the bottom. Is that easy? Okay. Now, I'm going to do this one, limits x approach to infinity of natural log of x over x. Obviously, you're going to say, well, I'm going to write this way, infinity over infinity, even though I'm not supposed to write it that way. I'm supposed to write out limit x approach to infinity, natural log of x equal to infinity. But I'm gonna be lazy for now because I don't have a lot of time. So I'm gonna take a derivative. So LH. Then that's gonna be limits as x approach to infinity of 1 over x over 1. What's 1 over infinity? 1 over infinity, a lot of people says, I don't know what that is. So 1 over really large number is equal to 0. So 1 over 10 is 0.1. 1 over 100 is 0.01. 1 over 1,000 is equal to 0.001. Now, however, one of the questions show up today, later, it's going to be 1 divided by 0.1. If I can approach 0, so let's just say limits as x approach 0 from the positive side of 1 over x, what is that equal to? That's equal to infinity because it's going to be 1 over 0.1, it's 10. 1 over really, really small value is actually get this value much bigger. Does that make sense?
So is any number over infinity just 0?
Any number over infinity
Because
just
it's
0.
infinitely small.
Yeah.
But if you have any number going to divided by something really, really close to 0, yeah, you can go. Then that's going to go to infinite because you divided by a really small value. Is this okay? Okay. Now I'm going to talk about today's stuff. This is a review from the last week. You should have watched the video. But if not, that's okay. So today I didn't actually start with question. I start with two questions. I start with I asked students says, hey, can you find me this example of limits x approach to 3, x squared minus x minus 6, sorry, over x squared minus 9. That's the first situation. Limits x approach to the infinite of 6x squared minus x minus 1 over 3x squared minus 2x plus 3 minus 2.
And it
Um,
doesn't work, right? Because you still have an x left over.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Which one you were talking about?
Wait, hold on.
It should work. So this is what I have students start with those two questions. Can you try to figure out how to do Hoptital rule? And I'm also going to talk about all the things you learned in the past, because that's super important.
Because that's part of the derivatives stuff.
Sort of, yeah. Part of calculus. I'm going to start with the first one. Thank you, Jack. Tall. How tall are you, Jack? Can you dunk? Have you tried before? Huh? Yeah, like 10 feet high. Are you athletic? Do you play sports? Weightlift? I didn't realize he's that tall until he stand up. I never stand right next to him. When I stand next to him, he's sitting down. But when you stand up, it's like, Simon, how tall are you?
6'1", probably.
6'1"?
16.
Inflation. You might as well inflate everything. Okay. So technically, you can do it the old way. I'm going to talk about the old way. The old way we learned in the past, when we got 0 over 0, what do? I factor, right? But this is not the best way anymore, but it can be done. Over x plus 3 and the x minus 3. So this will cancel out. If I reach 2, that's going to give you if I reach 3, it's going to be 5 or 6. Yeah, thank you. So that's going to be 5 or 6. Technically, the answer is 5 or 6. Well, since it's 0 over 0, can I just take a derivative? Using LH, then that's going to give you 2x minus 1 over 2x. Now remember, you don't want to do LH if it's not indeterminate.
Yeah.
So you plug in first. What am I going to get? 6 minus 1 over 5. Over 6, sorry. Can't count. That's equal to 5 or 6. So we got 5 or 6 using the Hoptital rule. Fairly easy.
Mr. Jim,
Yep.
if when you do it the first time, if it's indeterminate, can you do it again?
You can do it again. That's what I'm going to do right now.
Oh, okay.
So if I go in this, and I don't want to write out those things that I'm looking for, so infinity over infinity, because I'm just pretending this is an MCQ question. I don't have to write it out. This one's gonna be infinity over infinity. I'm just take a derivative, right? And I'm still gonna get infinity over infinity, so LH again. So that's gonna be limits x approach to infinity of 12 over 6, which is that's equal to 2.
So it could just go on forever and ever and ever.
It can keep on going. Now, with that being said, great, right? And but how about this question? I'm also review some easy one, okay? Infinity of 10 to the x to the 100 minus 5x to the 50 over 6x to the 100 minus 7x to the 90. Something like this. Here's my question. Do I want to take a derivative 100 times? Because every time I do, it's going to be infinity over infinity. Right? If you got 10 times 100, so it'll be 1000x to the 99 minus 250x to the 49 over 600x to the 99 minus 630x to the 99 and 90. That's not okay, because if you keep on doing derivative, you're gonna spend all the time there.
And I assume we do not want to do like factorial or something.
Yeah, I know we don't want to do factorial. You're right about that. Only on BC.
Yeah, I do not want to do a factorial of 100.
So the true way is using pre-calculus way. Pre-calculus way, just say, well, I'm just looking at highest degree. That's the only thing that matters. So the answer is going to be 10 over 6. And it's going to be 5 over 3. So L-Hoptital rule is not necessarily the best for every situation. I'm trying to tell you, L-Hoptital rule is not the best on certain situations, especially those higher degree polynomials, or something to do with radicals, because take a derivative of a radical is really painful. So those are the things I will.
It's the same degree, you could just do the number. Yeah.
Well, technically, you're supposed to do this, though. Technically, that same degree is actually, you're going to divide it by the highest degree of denominator. Remember that? Divided by highest degree of denominator. Because you can divide it by x to the 100.
Because then you have like 1 over infinity.
Yeah, I'll show you in a second. X to the 100 over x to the 100 over x to the 100. Guess what? That's going to give you limit x approaching infinity of 10 minus 5 over x to the 50 over 6 minus 7 over x to the 10. Do you see that? And this one is going to what? If x approaches infinity of 5 over infinity, this is 0. So that's 10 over 6, 5 over 3. This happened to be the easiest way to do something. Divided by highest degree of denominator. Don't ever forget that, because that sometimes is useful for AP exam, because they know, everybody know the L-Hoptital rule, but nobody knowing those basic informations. Everybody was just do L-Hoptital rule on everything, but sometimes it doesn't apply well, especially if you have higher degree of radicals. Now, here's the question. When do you use L-Hoptital rule? When you have transcendental functions. What do I mean by transcendental function? Natural log, e, sine, cosines, right? Those are, or something to the x power. Those are something that's going to affect more.
Where it's more than just like a power rule type thing.
Yeah, so I'm going to talk about this one. So limits x approach to negative infinity of x squared over e to the negative x.
Because something over infinity, it's just going to be 0. So both of these just become 0. Negative infinity. Does that make sense?
So if you see this case, what kind of indeterminate form are they?
Is that negative infinity?
Yep.
Okay.
X to the second power?
Yep.
It's infinity times infinity, right?
Nope.
Over infinity?
Infinity over infinity. Yeah, but
Oh, but it's negative negative.
look,
That's why.
infinity square, right? Negative infinity square, that's infinity, right?
Oh, that's
E to the negative infinity, what would it be? E to the infinity? What's e to the infinity? Infinity. So it's infinity over infinity. Then you say, oh, okay, L'Hopital rule. LH. Right? LH says limits x approach negative infinity. What's derivative of x squared? 2x. And what's derivative of e to the negative x? Good. So, and we say, hey, that's rich infinity again. What am I going to get?
Oh, because the negative.
It's going to be infinity over negative infinity, right? Then you say, hey, can I do L'Hopital rule again? Yes. You can apply more than once.
Oh, it's just zero.
Oh, isn't it positive?
It's a positive on the numerator. On the bottom is a negative. But still, that's indeterminate because still counts infinity over infinity.
Well, I thought, but it's negative infinity times 2, no? So wouldn't it be positive? Or mine?
What? Okay, so if you plug in negative infinity, oh, are you talking about? Oh, he's talking about the top.
Yeah, he's right.
Oh, yeah, you're right. So that's still infinity, positive infinity over infinity. Okay, so but regardless, it's still indeterminate form, so then nothing changed. So I'll do L'Hopital rule again.
It would be
It's gonna be 2,
2 over e to
and this is e to the negative x. Well, what is that?
0 because it's 2 over infinity.
2 over infinity, right? So this 2 over infinity, that's equal to 0. Why is 2 over infinity equal to 0? 2 over a really large number. That's 0. Done. But all the answer are 0. But the problem with this case, infinity over infinity. Also, the problem with this case is you had to apply L'Hopital rule more than once. You can apply more than once. That's okay. Yes.
So for like, so e to the negative infinity is still infinity. E to the plot, e to the infinity is still infinity.
I'm gonna draw it out for you. The thing is, you have to understand e to the x graph. This is e to the x graph. What happened when limits x approach infinity of e to the x? Well, e to the infinity is going to be diverge. You keep on going up. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
What happened when limit x approach the negative infinity of e to the x? That's going to be what?
It just gets like infinite exponential.
Which is what?
0.
0. Alan, do you understand? Because this number is going to go toward 0. Because the graph is as asymptote, it's going toward 0. So that's why some people don't understand, is because they don't understand the graph. And at the beginning of the year, I talk about that graph is something that's really important. How about this special case here? Well, this special case is a little bit different. Limit x approach to infinity of e to the negative x times square root x. Which indeterminate form is this one?
Infinity times.
No.
No. Wait.
Infinity times infinity, just infinity. That's not.
Oh.
That's like very large number times very large number. It's gonna
Oh,
be
0
super.
times infinity. So.
Yeah. So look at the graph, right? Look at this graph. The graph going this way, it's going 0. So it's going to negative infinity. That means going left. So that means equal to 0 times infinity, which is one of the indeterminate form. Everybody would think 0 times infinity is going to be 0. It may be true. It may not be. We don't know. We have to test it. But here's a problem. Can I do L'Hopital rule here?
No.
It's not in term of fraction. Can I do anything with it? Can I change it to a fraction?
Yeah, because you could do root x over e to the x, right?
Yep. Now I can do Hoptital rule. So I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a derivative here and derivative here, which is bottom is pretty easy. And again, this is Hoptital. So it'll be 1/2 x to the -2 next to 1/2 over e to the x. I can simplify that. I like to simplify the easiest version I can. So that is going to be e to the x square root x 2, 1. So that's going to be 1/2 root x e to the x. What happened when they reach infinity?
So when e to the x being on top.
E to the x is on the bottom.
It's just 0, right?
It's just 0. Fairly easy. So it turns out I can put in term of fraction. It turns out when it's in term of fraction, I can do Hoptital rule.
Kind of, because would there ever be a case where you like it doesn't work?
We are going to talk about a lot of cases. It seems like it doesn't work. It might work. Now this one is kind of interesting. This is on my couch test, on my Calc 2 test, actually. But it's
is
never.
that why 0 times infinity is technically indefinite? Because 1/infinity counts
0
as it?
times infinity. 0 times infinity. So
Is the reason for that because 1/infinity equals 0? So if you replace 0 with 1/infinity, it would then be infinity over infinity? Is that why it works like that?
yeah, it'll be
Okay.
infinity over infinity, and then
I'm
but
trying to
then
figure out why it would be 0, why it wouldn't just be
Yeah.
0, but is that why?
Mhm.
Okay.
So that's one. That's why it's one of indeterminate form, because if you convert a fraction, it becomes that way. But it's only in that specific setup. So can it be possible other answer? Yeah. Sometimes can it be other than 0? I don't know. Sometimes it does. I cannot name those examples on top of my head, but it can happen on today's homework. Now, which kind of indeterminate form is this one?
E to the infinity. Wait, no.
Oh, it's 1. No. Yeah, it's 1 to the infinity.
1 to the infinity. Excellent. Excellent choice. Is it one of an indeterminate form? Yeah. So this is an interesting one, though, because imagine x is, I don't know, 10. Right? So it's not really 1. Like, it appears to be 1 when it go to infinite, but it's going to be 1 plus a very small value. Very, very, very small value. But to the same amount of power. That just say if this is 10.
Oh, is it? It's just.
So it'll
speed,
be
right?
this is 10 to the 10 power. Now, what happened is if that number keep on increasing, the power also increasing. Hold on. So the power also increasing. So it's not really exactly equal to 1, because you probably think about 1 times 1 times 1 is always going to be 1, but it's not really exact 1. It just appear to be like 1, but it's not really a 1. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to assume that is equal to a value y. And this is my first step. Assume that's equal to y. Now here's another thing. I have x as a power. What do we talk about when x is a power? What do we do? You do ln. On your last test, right? Why do we do ln? Because ln is only one that can bring the power down. Right? ln is only one to bring the power down. And then you say, okay, well, ln of y equal to limits x approach infinity of x, ln of 1 plus 1 over x. And you say, okay,
It's infinity times 0 again.
it's, yeah, it's infinity times 0. Thank you. Point that out. Because natural log of 1 plus 1 over x just means 1 over x is going to be 0. So natural log of 1 is 0. So infinity times 0 is still indeterminate form. And you're like, shit, I'm stuck. But, so, speaking of shit, that I really need to pull shit out of my ass in this situation, because there was no fraction. There's no fraction, right? So, if there's no fraction, it's, well, you're going to say, well, that 1 over x is a fraction. The problem of 1 over x,
It's in the log.
it's inside the log. So it's not really like, not really helpful. So what you can do is, this is magical here, is can I do something with this x? And to change that to a fraction.
Could it be just x, like ln of 1 plus 1 over x to the negative 1?
Yep. So this is kind of like out there, and you say, well, I can change the denominator to become x to the negative 1.
Because then it's 0 over 0.
Then I can even do better. I can say that's limit x approaches 0, limit ln of 1 plus 1 over x over 1 over x. So this is the numerator, and this is the denominator. Now something happened. If I took Hoptital rule here, so that's gonna say LH here. Then that's gonna give then limits x approach infinity of derivative of natural log of 1 plus 1 over x. Well, we know that's u prime over u, right? You guys remember that?
Yeah.
What's derivative what's derivative of natural log of 1 plus 1 over x? Well, first of all, I write down u first. I'm not gonna change that. Oh, sorry, there's no natural log anymore.
Yeah, that's a limit.
Yeah. So, and what's derivative of 1 plus 1 over x? Well, derivative of 1 is what?
0.
0. What's derivative of 1 over x? No.
X.
X to the negative 1, take a derivative of that. Let's do it on the side. No.
No.
Negative 1, x to the negative 2. Is that okay? That's the derivative of x to the negative 1. It's negative 1 over.
Becomes 1 over 0, right?
But if you look at the bottom, right? What's the derivative of 1 over x? Wait, that's same thing as x to the negative 1, which is the same thing we done. Right? So that's negative 1 over x squared. Wait. Can this simplify? Boom, boom, 1. And becomes limits x approach infinity of 1 over 1 plus 1 over x. Wait, when I approach infinity, what will happen?
It becomes 0, so it's 1.
It becomes 1. But don't forget this.
Okay. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
ln of y.
Oh, for the
And then I can e to the both sides. So cancel out y equal to e to the 1. And that was the final answer. That's actually the definition of.
Yeah, because it looked like what you did before, where it was like the compound interest.
Mm-hmm. That's equal to e.
This one was quite the thing.
It's quite a thing. The hardest part is to change the x to the bottom, to the x to the negative 1 power. Now, does it a lot of time you have to do that? Yeah, there's some time you have to do that. Unfortunately, that's just the way it is. it's actually interesting how do they come up a mathematical way to do this. Now so here's the thing, like I don't know if AI can do this. No, I don't know AI can come up a way to do this. Even AI existed, like let's say pretend that they existed 300 years ago.
Well, yeah, because like even today's AI just goes off of what we've given it. Like it doesn't.
I don't think they can create their own thing.
I mean, maybe, but I feel like not really.
They can do it numerically, just keep on plugging number until it works. But I don't think they can invent a way to figure out what it is. I just don't know. I don't know what's the boundary of the AI. I don't think that it has a creativity of come I present a new ideas. I don't know. I might be wrong.
Your job is safe.
What?
I said your job is safe.
What's safe?
Your job.
Oh, my job. Yeah. I don't think anybody can teach you guys. You guys are no, I'm just kidding.
Probably.
Oh, when I move this, right? When I move this to the bottom, you say? Okay, so remember x to the 1, I can use the negative exponent rule. So remember that x to the negative n is equal to 1 over x to the n. X to the negative n equal to 1 over x to the n. That's just the exponent rule. So I can change that to 1 over x to the negative 1.
Yeah, I thought it was x.
Okay.
So we just assumed that it was all equal to y, so we could do ln because of the power.
Exactly. Because I have to equal to something first, and I cannot do ln on both sides. So I have to have an anchor point on this side, and I can do ln on both sides. If I just have nothing there, I can't really do anything to that. So yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna ask you to do this one. We end up with this one. I don't know if we can finish this one. How much time we have?
7 minutes.
Oh, we have time. I'm ahead of time.
I have just like one strangler problem just left over.
Okay, so this one's a little bit more challenging. Is limit x approaches 0 from the positive side of sine of x over sine of x to the x power. The idea of this question is very similar to previous question, but at the end there's a small plot twist. Is understand your trick. It will help you a lot. Lovely. Where's Tony? So this is 0 to the 0 power, right? 0 to the 0 power. The last is the second to the last cases. Y equal to limits x approach 0 from the positive side of I'm gonna do ln on both sides. So that's gonna be ln of y is equal to limits x approach 0 from the positive side of x ln sine of x. Again, I don't like that in the fractions. I need to do internal fractions, so that's gonna be ln of sine of x over x to the -1. That's all the things that we have tried before. Now I'm gonna do Hoptital rule, so LH here. So limits x approach 0 from the positive side. That's gonna be -1 x to the 2. What's derivative of ln of sine of x? It should be cotan of x. That's gonna be negative x squared cotan of x, right? Now, is this a fraction? Can I change it to fraction?
Yes.
How do I change that? No.
You could expand the cotangent.
Change the cotan to what?
Cosine x over sin x.
No, change to 10 of x. Because it's easier to take a derivative that way. Can it be Hoptital rule?
Zero over zero.
0 over 0. Now I'm gonna do Hoptital rule. So if I do this, what's the secant of 0? What is secant square of 0?
1.
What's -2 times 0?
0.
Very, very hard questions. I need coffee. Where's Tony?
No, you haven't already posted it on.
I can post I can post the first part. There's two parts. There's Hoptital rule and there's a couple FRQ I want you to try. Is that okay? I post the first part.
There will be a voice.
Already thanks.
It's not orange.
Hi.
Oh, oh, it's close to no, it's fun.
They have a lot. They have like a big top. All the like the brick demons, bro, they be going in. They be in that. They be in that shit. Like I went to that place before, not for check-ins, and the dude in front of me literally checked out like $700.
So this is the first worksheet. So if airdrop to you, can you wait? You don't have Android.
I have a VPN on, so I should be able to see what's that.
Mm. Oh, I hate VPN. I hate dealing with VPN.
Yeah. Every time I get one, they always just block it, so then I have to get a new one.
They haven't blocked XVPN yet. which is really helpful. Not yet. I might have to get like Normie to be in it, and I should pay for it. No, so, are you alright?
Yeah, I feel kind of weird. Like, I feel horrible.
I'm sick.
I wish. But no, man.
Listen to Josh. I'm sick.
My body feels like hella tingling, and I had like a headache. I feel like I'm levitating.
Don't do drug, kid. Don't do drug.
Oh, good.
Hee hee hee. I'm gonna airdrop to myself. iPhone.
Nice.
And I'm gonna post what's up group chat. AB. Next.
I'll eat my lunch.
That's a great idea. Since he already up, can you open the door for Nathan?
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Don't say that? Okay.
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, okay. You've been okay with it in the past.
I have too many ops. They come in, ba, and I'm dead. How can you fail me? Ba. I wonder if okay, so FRQ.
Hi, Anthony.
What's up, Anthony? You alright? You sick? You sick?
1 minute remaining until class.
What am I doing? That's. I was gonna say that's gay. Oh. Ooh, I like this one. Lovely. View actual size. View zoom in. Second question. I'm hungry. I'm hungry.
Well, now's better time than any. It's lunch.
No. I should go home.
Just leave the rest of your classes.
No, it's so expensive to eat out. I'm on teacher salary. I cannot eat out. Yeah, you're right. I'm not gonna eat out. I'm too cheap. Ah, my back.
MIA.
I'm going. I'm going home. He's gone.
He's gone.
What? What's open? Mine. It's fine. I'm looking at headache. Problem. I'm big. I'm big.
also worth it. But like, I know Camille and Andrew and Zoe. What do you do?
What you mean?
What do they do when they work there?
What you doing? Yeah. I used to. Like, in middle school. I was just very, very back.
Too busy.
That's too much. I keep like going up this, that. That's all. That's it. Well, do you read books? You just like,
I got my points. I just had a book this book. And I was just like sticking.
it is weird. Hey, it's Thursday, that's the day. Oh, yeah, never mind.
Let's see.
something to eat. Taking the next one. It's over.
We have 3 days to sign up for March.
Are you serious?
The 3 one is in April.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Or 860.
Oh,
Okay.
you think you could do?
Taking one, that's it. Nothing. It's probably
I'm
they're
prepping.
gonna start. I have a feeling perfect for.
My aim for one was health for my league. I got a 30. 24 position, 36 my game.
What, 46 already? That's the max score, bro. Yeah, what the hell? Yeah.
Well, you could literally get like a 35 or 34.
What's the
It's like,
what's the ACT compared to SAT?
oh, what's 32?
There's no way you got a 36, bro.
What do you know that? There.
29.
Good job.
You might be though.
Bro, 'cause I got almost 60 at AD. No,
Oh,
crap,
yeah,
man.
yeah, 36, no fucking diabolical.
That's like,
That's a perfect English.
Well, no, for English. English.
it's like a 1360.
So I'll find more points basically. With the crap. I might not make ACT, but
Maybe it is. You already have it. You order you have first. This one over there. You should go ahead with me.
Yeah, I would go. I have 46, dude. Just call it.
Oh, good. What do you want to do?
You.
Yeah, that's better. That's better. You know. But I know for a fact 30 is like, if you have 30 on your ACT, that's like 100% right. Which for no traffic. Does your brother live in South Carolina?
he wants to come back to Florida.
After you just another ditch college and do like
Yeah.
the world tour of like
All of them, bro.
the ACT score just came out. I don't have a perfect score on either. So if I can like, yeah, and focus on English.
You're gonna go?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you said you don't want to go.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Did you guys have a competition?
If I see,
Oh, no.
I think they got canceled, so I'm gonna do it the first day. So.
You want to do it like in college? I don't work in food range.
A couple of people, but let's see. But no,
Is it for all you want, or is it like?
so we're doing like the big assembly.
Um,
I'm sure we will talk about it, but
Is it by like reading class or what? Oh, dude, that's really big. I didn't know I would take.
I need to talk to Trudy about taking seats. Why? I was like, you know, taking it, so I'm like, who cares? If you take it,
Well, what do you want to
it's
do?
not a big deal.
You can, I think that you can check AP scores. That's what I've done.
What are you gonna take?
The thing is like,
Probably B, C, yeah, man. They have it. They will. And then the other part,
But that's it.
yeah. And I'll take some dual enrollment classes. For the GPA. I'm not dual enroll over the
What is
time.
movie pay?
5.14.
Are you taking it over the summer?
Dual enrollment, maybe. I think so. I'm gonna probably.
What are you doing this summer?
No. Like, 4 months away.
Taekwondo stuff?
Probably. I'm probably. 8 next one.
it big?
Smaller. They do super support the CT, and they do visual subjects.
Oh yeah, you're really.
Oh, fuck, dude, I can just study reading.
That's why people like they also talk about it. Especially when they're
Dude, I wouldn't be surprised. Good score. Just been
Why did you use it easier? Just because of the time and stuff?
Oh no, the time is pretty weird. The SAT time-wise for me has been super rush for on SAT. I felt like I was showing out much tonight. It's just like consistent. ACT I felt a little rushed. But not full defense. It was just like I am failing on time. It's just like
you know, there's things that I didn't even. I'd like to. Oh, I forget that. Yeah. Wait, did you? Nah, we're here Friday for him. I left early. It's 3 months.
Students should now be back from A1.
thing is, I have Pearl first, and I can't get that up. It's okay then. This is like a super easy like working period. I haven't done any calc work. Like so really done.
These are teacher students for B1.
I don't know. I don't know what I'm
Oh my god, Chase.
You had fun skip food.
I got my glasses off.
It's so like. Yeah, it's so sick. What's up, Chase?
Well, you don't have to do that.
Why did This, oh my god, it was the most awful essay I have ever seen in my life. Like, I looked at that shit and I wanted to kill myself right away. I submitted a page report. It was about a pig.
Yeah.
It was about a pig, and they worded it at the end to make it look like he killed the pig.
Yeah.
But they didn't. So it was just awful. It was.
So was it poem or past?
It was a poem.
Poem?
It was a poem. It was a poem. Top and bottom, no rhyme scheme, random rhymes at random times. The whole thing was literally this guy is fascinated by the pig. That's it. I could not find a deeper meaning. How are you fascinated by a pig? And what's the deeper meaning? Do you find fascination in life? No. Oh my god, I wanted to kill myself.
What do you guys like?
No, ass as fuck, and it takes 9 years. This shit not for good, right?
Not really recovered.
Oh, you love it.
I'm here now. My mom.
Kevin just crawl.
I'm not calling for that. You can't? Oh, someone, bro, I swear microwaves don't work in any classroom.
Is it plugged in?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, it doesn't work anywhere.
He said he was not a packet every day. I think there was packets. We never did.
Charlie, listen here like a week or two. Okay. Add water.
I wouldn't use coffee.
I'm not losing that water. I'll put the show for you.
Is it the team dropped like a highlight?
33. 33-0.
Right.
Can you show you this photo I got? I don't have it with me right now. I'm pressure out.
Who's this girl? So,
Well, how do you speak Korean? You're literally born in Korea.
that was the definition of how you pick Korean. Would you be able to just
I'm more
say,
Asian
like,
than you.
How can you be from the country and be fake?
yeah, you have to write, you're not more.
Who got smaller eyes?
You have to-
Wow.
You can keep that one.
He was even the one back there. The way you make it back. Oh, what the? Is there apples?
Wait a minute. Oh, or, but you can also cancel that one.
Right, but if it was one, would you have to do it? No. Why did he eat to the how? Like that X up there, like the exponent of X was like 100X. Yeah, so yeah, it would be Y equals to 100. Okay.
Really, I don't even know. They didn't. You were out somewhere now.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Where did I go? Oh my gosh, she's. When you do that. The other thing I was thinking about. It's here. You're saying like piece of paper here. You didn't know why they were. Which one would you want me to do? These are like from here when we go to X. Because anything over infinity. Oh yeah.
Do you have class? What is it?
Yeah.
Oh, this is the. Oh, dude.
Boy.
I feel like gone back.
Why did you do?
I'm assuming that applies to infinity squared. Because infinity squared is infinity. I'm saying, bro. I'm saying, I want all my. I have to be here for an extra 30 minutes.
That sucks. I'd actually kill myself.
Yeah, I will.
You're gonna teach Kevin how to do.
Definitely.
What is this? I made sigas. I make chili with sigas. World's favorite right now. Under is sesame and mochi on the table. And here's the place. You can see the ball. Yeah, some guy shoots it and I block him.
That's in the tournament.
Dude, that happens so
What
much.
is the amount of zip curls?
It's like a cross between a soccer ball and a
Meaning you don't have to go from one to the other. Yeah, but it can't be infinity.
Remember when you cut it into my stomach? Yeah.
The number of infinities.
I still think about that some days.
It's the amount of numbers put over infinity. Wait. If it's a defined number
Oh shit, what the?
over infinity, it's zero. It's zero. It's equal to zero. Okay.
Bob, I heard you're pretty happy. Oh, then it's also fun.
A defined number over infinity. It's equal to zero.
You good on that?
Infinity. Okay. And so they're only equal to zero.
Like change our like.
Wow.
Sorry, but again.
That's what I'm saying.
No, they're only equal to zero.
Everybody in school wants. That's so
Okay.
I feel like what?
Ding dong.
I would have took the other one. Too many Asian.
You are Asian.
I'm not Asian enough to say the slurs.
You excited for the tournament, Bob? You gotta play Gulliver at 8 a.m. You'll be playing that game.
Dude, I could have been weightlifting.
No.
I could have been good at weightlifting.
No. No, you couldn't. No. Water polo is your only time, Bob.
Yeah.
You think we're better than you?
Did you go to regionals?
Yeah.
What did you?
I lost to a kid bench 120 pounds. How did you bench? Bench 220.
How did you get cooked like that?
I paused bench 220 and I lost to a kid bench 120. Oh, what is the squat? What was it called? Swing and jerk. 80 fucking pounds.
Dude, why don't you?
Wait, then how'd you lose?
You didn't hit your. Did you not do like a warm up?
I started with 215.
Why did you start with 215?
I did 220 the week before.
Why would you start with 215 though? Start like 190.
You start with like you typically start with 5 pounds less than your back.
I don't know. I don't want to break it down.
So that's why you lost.
Oh, they're fun. I used to have a surgery.
Wait a minute.
Are you like process?
Probably.
I got a
So we drive, you know, 50 West Colonial.
Yeah.
You know that road?
Like Mills.
Alright.
Whatever. I know what you're talking
You
about.
know, like Twisted Trees?
Yeah.
You know the nature road
Yeah.
down there? That road.
My nails
What's on that road?
stupid.
The road was built to.
They look like acrylic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think leaving another
Trying to tell you which road 50 is.
You don't know what 50 is?
You're well.
You know Zaxby's?
So Reno takes that road every day.
If you're ever like
And almost on that road on the side.
There used to be a
You know,
fucking
it's KFC on 50 good.
I'm on
Yes, yes.
Why do you
Yes. You go to City Fever.
So the dude, like last time he had like 8 stacks.
I saw Mr. Graham at, I think, McDonald's. And then I was like, there's no fucking way. I think Mr. Pro. It's so weird. Like, I was after the water polo tournament, so I was dressed really like, very legit.
I think it was
It's probably going to pull up to our house and help her or something.
beach is that
It was Jake, yeah.
I can't fucking go to that because fucking water polo. I hate this stupid sport. Fuck.
I was with Jake and
To the beach? Yeah, it's gonna be apples.
Bad drink. Oh, hell.
Hmm?
Here, it was right there. I might actually die. I forgot to record.
You would be in the hospital.
I don't remember anything about it. Yeah.
You know that?
Did Miss Olsen try to catch me? No, you know what it was? My dad was having surgery, so I was trying to call my mom. So I went to culinary to like call. My first day I went to culinary career. That's usually that's a culinary. It's like I'm skipping in my class. There's no good excuse to be skipping. I couldn't go. Last time you do this, yeah, I'm sorry, but my dad takes priority over you. Yeah, I was like, so I came back. I went back in after. I was like, once again, I love football. Yeah.
Yeah,
And I bought her
I had pink eye. I was up playing basketball, and he was like, "You have pink eye? No, let's get away from me."
I almost hit
And
her
he
alcohol.
just like left me in the corner of the ball.
Would have been a little bit silly. She has too many.
Hey, bro, what the fuck?
What's this guy?
Yo, what are we doing tomorrow? Anyone taking?
I hit my fingers out.
With the after.
Oh,
Mood sauce. Is that what they call it?
I got 14 minutes.
Oh, my God.
Dude,
Girl,
I wrote about life
she
five,
failed
and
the
I
ACT.
remembered I did like five.
She goes, I was real quiet and was talking. She goes, she said to me, I never feel like and everyone's like, what the fuck did you do? She goes, I passed my
It's
ACT,
literally
I got a 16.
Like, I could have done it better if I read life with five. And I like compared,
And then later on, she's like,
the
wait,
pie
the
to,
passing
like,
score was
pie,
20,
like,
I was 20, I
because
was 17
all
or
my-
something.
I
So
just
she started crying, and I was laughing, and I felt terrible. It's crazy. I was laughing, Mike was laughing, everyone was laughing while she was crying, and I felt terrible. How do you fail an ACT?
No, you.
16 out of 36.
It's sold out.
That shit's crazy.
Kelly,
Yeah.
can you put me on?
No.
Bro, who are you going for? Bro?
Someone doesn't want to write in the hallway.
Wait, what? How about
Bruh. You know what this kid did? He, like, coincidentally, like, my sister goes to LA Fitness.
Dude, it's not my fault.
He didn't know she was my
I
sister.
love tall
But
girls
he
so much.
went up to her and asked for her number.
Wait,
And she's 22.
how tall is she? She's really tall.
Yeah.
So tall, bro.
I'm so happy I'm not going to LA Fitness anymore. I'm doing the Rosen one now because they get it for free. I couldn't go there. I hate seeing people I know.
Dude, Kelly's after is so bad.
Alright. Alright.
Well, now it's like, well, you know, do you know AJ?
I swear to
AJ
God.
goes to LA Fitness.
Kelly's cousin.
Girl.
Kelly, bro.
She
How
was trying to.
are you two related? Dude, everything.
How are you
Oh, she's beautiful.
Damn.
You have big eyes, small face. I like it. What's your WeChat? You know? My name is LeBron James.
Alright.
Well, you buddy, you're brother. You're kind of crossing the line there, Bob.
Where's the president? Oh. You're having a short, you see my brother too, right?
Who's your brother?
Oh, yeah.
Ryan.
Which conference? Oh,
Yeah, he's fast.
oh yeah. My brother. I went to the gym last summer, like during the summer, Jared.
Do you go to LA Fitness? It's like a couple months ago. I saw someone at work at the gym. Hey, they don't all look the same. Or Bob, I think you got a little bit too confident recently. I want to put you back down a little bit.
Well, your Instagram story.
Let's pull up my TikTok to you, Bob.
Dude, my Instagram is fire. Dude, my Instagram is so fire.
score with all this there every night.
Have you seen my sister?
Dude, I did the UCF 28 class, bro. Like 8 girls added me, bro. They were all ugly. No. Hey, wait, watch out.
I don't doubt it, man.
Calm down. Calm down.
Let's see what else we've got. What's the biggest
Yeah, I know, right? No, go back. Go back. That one's fire.
I have a good photo of you freshman year, son. Let me see if I still have it. A good photo of you.
I keep forgetting you tried out for basketball freshman.
Oh my god, that was the best moment of my life when you were there. I'm so sorry about it. Like another
No,
one.
there was like 26.
You and the
people
other
at
Asian
that
kid. Who was the other Asian kid that tried out? Oh, sorry, Indian kid.
Remember Raga?
No, it wasn't Robbie. It was like I love you. Like I'm friends with you now, so I can say it. But like I was so happy that you were there because I thought I was the worst person there.
There was like 26 people.
You went up for a layup. You went like Coach Wells recoiled when he saw you shoot.
Dude, no, there was like 26 people who tried out, and 6 people didn't make the team. And I was.
No, there was a lot of people that didn't make it.
No, you
No,
didn't.
there's just 6 people.
No, those were first class. There was another day of trying.
Yeah, there was 2 days.
Oh.
Like there's only
I'm being so dead ass. You did your first layup and then he already struck you off the list. Like, no, cause do you not remember? Like, do your layup for right now. Like, just
No.
take a let's see it, bro.
No.
Cause freshman year,
There's a reason
bro after the calc exam, we're gonna run scrimmages every day in this class.
Dude, after the AP exams, I'm falling back to just like.
No, we leave school like May 9th.
Is that nice?
Nah,
So that's
14,
14.
15, 14,
So they
15.
And what day is it?
But that's 2 days of health exams. Wait,
What if 13? You know what is it? 13?
Bro, after AP exams, dude, I'm falling back into substance abuse. Like, it's over.
Damn, I think exam after I moved school.
Yeah, bro, we got
I was
physics,
falling
bro.
And I
I'm
got
gonna
a
have
body
to
with
go eat shit to play.
bio.
I'm so happy.
There's one thing, bro. I never would have did. I was like, I can quit anytime I want, and I did.
When she's taller than me.
No, Kelly, bro.
Nah, cause Nathan ate on the song. They did develop on the song.
Nathan's sister's bad.
No, I know. Nathan,
Totally sister.
Nathan posted his sister on Snapchat. Everyone connected him with her on his Snapchat.
no, I remember that.
When he posted my sister's birthday, I texted him. Yo,
No,
no,
I went to all 3 of his accounts. I tried to find anyone with the last name Quattro.
Man, I need some research. Did you find someone?
I did not know,
Bro, back when Nathan was trying to like commission me for food, before paying me, he offered just to give me a assistant Snapchat. I was like, what is like that? I didn't even know who she was. I was like, what?
Tipping out his-
Yo, that's crazy selling you.
Because that's crazy.
She's gonna be like, she's gonna drop out.
I think Rabab is
She
more
can't be saying
hated.
anything about my sister.
I think
when you
you're
literally
more
haven't met
hated
her.
in that one friend group. You're more hated in Annalisa's friend group than I am.
Oh, I mean, yeah.
Wait, Kelly doesn't like me.
Miller?
Yeah.
Alright.
Who's that one thing like
Yeah.
see what the text
Bruh,
That makes sense. Like,
Weird.
bruh.
But
Can't get in.
it's a blue bottle.
Probably not.
I'd love for you to see that. Let me see a bicycle plate.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, that wasn't.
Legend.
I don't know. I lost all my capital. Dude, I'm so cooked for the BC exam.
Yeah, you got that right.
Like, it's over.
You're cheese at that.
We help, bro.
Yeah. Alright.
Hope I can.
I saw her at district for wrestling.
Yeah.
No, I went to go watch her.
Oh, okay.
Ryan. No qualification is right.
Yeah.
That looks good.
2021 first.
You should post, dude.
I learned it in like 6th grade.
Yeah, I have one photo with. How did you find out that was her? He's getting ready, but they gave me the number right away. How did you find out that was her sister?
Oh, I saw one of her Instagram posts.
Oh
like
yeah,
her birthday.
yeah, he swiped up on her birthday post and was like, wait, I think I know your sister. And I was like, no.
Look at my roommate for UCF. I think I'm.
You got your roommate already?
They're doing matching, and I do not want this guy.
You don't know anyone else want to UCF?
UCF person.
Or it's a specific dorm?
Yeah, it's by I drive.
Dude, did you do the
Why are you taking a dorm?
Because it's free. No, it's not free. It's because I want to do my parents. Like €0.
How can you use
Needs to get in the middle.
Oh, hell
I'm
no.
cooked.
No,
I'm cooked. I'm cooked. It's him and then 2 other kids. They're all theater kids. I think I'm genuinely gonna drop out of the dorm.
Dude, you can like
Of course you can see.
go to the meet your class 2028 thing.
UCF Rosen 2028.
No, it's maybe it's gonna make this a post so we can.
I got Sage's dance. What's he doing the story again?
Oh, it's if US rejects him, this is who he
Does
hurts.
Joey have a little brother?
Oh?
I swear I've seen someone in that looks exactly like Joey.
No, he's the only.
Or what happened to Joey though?
I don't know. I have no clue what happened
Oh,
to
it's
Joey.
the new. He was showing me pictures yesterday. He was like, "Oh, her Instagram's not really that flattering."
It's not loading for me. Okay, everyone's beautiful in their own individual way. Especially you, Rob. You got that.
Oh, what?
Like, oh,
Which room?
the video?
Dude, I blocked her.
That's fine.
I'm kind of a bad person. No, dude.
Let me see the video.
I'm not. No, dude. Not at school. Not at school.
Be the first time.
Not cool, bro.
I might have already shown it too.
I'm begging you, please.
Actually, no, let me see.
No. No.
I think I showed you too. I don't know.
Oh, you told me that already.
Don't worry.
I think we see it actually. What's the sense of her?
The day after you showed me that she was on my bus.
She goes here?
Yes.
Dude.
Have you seen?
Oh wow.
Calm down, bro. Calm down. I'm so glad I don't too.
Because she was on my bus. When I say water polo, what's the first thing that comes to mind? She goes, oh, rubber ball.
Alright.
I'm so pissed, bro.
Why?
Should have been better.
Alright. That's crazy. Well, Mom told everybody. Literally first thing they said to
Bro,
me,
that
walk up to you on
That made my day sense. It was so boring, so he gave me that story. So I think the same after water polo, dude.
Well, finish the lyrics for me.
Fool me 3 times, load the chopper, make it rain on you. Don't save. Oh, I thought it's the J. Cole song.
It is, but that's not the lyrics. She wanna be saved. I saw
Oh, look,
him
it is.
live.
You're right.
It's awful.
I thought you were lying.
No, it's awful.
I saw him live.
J. Cole?
Wow.
Oh yeah, you popped up at Drake's concert, right?
They're on tour together,
Yeah.
but it's more like Drake featuring
Drake
Cole.
and company. Super. I'm so excited to see DJ Khaled. Like no one ever.
He's like, yeah, he was like, I need to see the band. I need to see him, bro.
I'm going with Sage and Austin. We're gonna go to the VIP area and just sit there and watch.
Those things are like say,
Yeah.
even though no one else thinks.
Me? You're worried about it?
What was I worried about fabulous?
Oh yeah, it is. It makes sense. But it might be.
It doesn't matter if you want it. Think about it. The only class that matters is AP, right? Only one I need to finish graduate.
Yeah, for me it's you need to finish macro.
I just took micro last year.
Oh wait, so we have this whole thing.
Matthew's not here.
No.
Why?
I think
He's not gonna be here all week.
Sorry, what should I cook today?
Brandon's not here.
Yeah, Brandon's not here.
Dev is new.
Devin's here. That makes my day. Devin.
Exactly. What did you say?
Olivia.
How to
What?
competition.
Oh,
On
I thought you were gonna be a good period.
Thursday, mystery have a competition on Thursday. I mean Saturday.
I didn't go. I'm back there.
Nobody competed.
No, they did compete. They did well.
How did Bryce do?
Bryce did very well.
Yeah.
Bryce got 90 out of 150. Emil got 88 out of 150.
And then the team one did it?
Yeah, they got like 453.
I'm getting in. I don't care. Yeah.
It was. They did pretty good, but the competition is a lot harder
It was hard.
because this is an invitational. All the best school from the state are from one place. So we rank 15 out of 31 schools. And they are like they only like good school attended. Like the bad school won't go. Like Holmes High School doesn't go. Haggerty doesn't go. Seminole doesn't even go. Seminole was good.
Oh, let them time.
Big one. They did really well. They got like 600.
Don't these kids like train for this stuff like their whole life?
Oh, what did they get on just the team event though? Not like individual plus team.
The team events, they got what they got. 68.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Literally no one can say that.
Where's everybody?
Lunch. Remember lunch?
Yeah, I got cleared the wrestle. One district.
Go girl.
Good pattern. Safe pattern.
Just say you go.
I know.
Okay,
Oh, you like
But it's clear away again.
Wait, no.
I never like.
No, I just
Which numbers?
I started taking like full time.
Oh, if I wanted to train every
read
day.
honest. Full charge is better for your basic general, I'm pretty sure. It's
In your hair, you have like loose hair.
No.
Yeah.
Not all of them.
I think when I was playing basketball, I was 2-1. And we were
Oh, you know, you like it? Oh, you're just trying to trip.
Did you go
No, no, no.
Oh,
They have to read it. I don't even know if there's a kind of way to find out. He said he would meet up someone. Yeah, I got. Daniel had to clean that too. Daniel was like 6. Oh. Yeah, but the lady's not here, so that's out of my control. Like, if she's here, maybe I understand, but I can't. It's easy to fuck up. That's the issue. It's easy to fuck up. What? Trust me, don't want that shit. If she's confirmed there, that's what I was told, but I don't know if she's gonna go on another 5 months leave. On vacation. How much is left? 10 or 15? I think 10. Where's Brenner and Shelly? Shelly's in Indiana?
They're not with us.
Oh, college.
What?
Which one?
No, but shit, is that yours?
Gary? Yeah. Oh, you're still mine. All right, so yeah, I mean, not bad. 453. 453. That's his combined score.
Oh. Was it scored on the 5 points in a row?
5 points alone. I think I got like 80. No, come on.
So this time team works better.
But it was easier, huh?
This time team works better.
Yeah.
Bryce
But it was
was
easier.
it was an easier test.
I mean, Bryce needs more practice. He was making easy mistakes
On the team one.
because he just hasn't done calculus forever.
Yeah, that's why it says there's almost no reason to take double block, but it's like one thing that I'm always against it. But anyway, so Matthew, Devin says he was here.
He was not here earlier today. Was he here today?
Somebody snitch. It's a Matt. It was you?
This was hallucinating.
I
think it was his sister, Monsieur. They look really, Monsieur. Monsieur, it was his sister. They look very similar.
What is that guy becoming senioritis? Okay, Devin's my ops.
Yo, Devin's my